Hey, I'm Nick Zizi from UnleashYourZebra.com. I am the two-time best-selling author of the Succeed Like a Zebra series, and today I want to share with you some of my book notes from a book that I read recently by my favorite author, Brian Tracy. It is incredible. The title of the book is Maximum Achievement. It's a book that came out back in the 90s. I really wish I read it back then, but I'm just now getting to it, and I've gone through it a couple of times, studied it, and I want to share a few of the takeaways that I've taken away from the book with you. So let's dive right in. By the way, if you hear something that resonates with you, please do like this video, comment below, and share. And please do subscribe. All right, so let's go to it. The three basic operating principles. Number one, life is hard. It always has been. It will never be any different for you or me or anyone else. The second basic operating principle is everything you are or ever will be is up to you. If it's to be, it's up to me. You are where you are today because that is where you have chosen to be. You are always free to choose your actions or inactions, and your life today is the sum total of your choices, good and bad. If you want your future to be different, you have to make better choices. Perhaps the most important, you can learn anything you need to learn to become anyone you want to become, to achieve anything you want to achieve. See, there are very few limitations, and most of them are on the inside and not the outside. That's a great thing to know because you can learn anything you need to learn to become whoever you want to become. So don't look at what's happening in your life right now or to say that, well, my current situation, my current circumstances is that's it and I can't go beyond this. I can't change this. No, you can. You can. So you can learn. So we're going to dive into this, and I want you to go into this book summary, if you will, with that mindset that I can learn anything I need to learn in order to become whoever I want to become. All right, so let's go into it. Make your life a masterpiece. See, you can't hit a target you can't see. You can't accomplish wonderful things with your life if you have no idea of what they are or where you're going. You must first become absolutely clear about what you want if you are serious about unlocking the extraordinary power that lies within you. You have to decide exactly what success means to you. You have to decide what your life would look like if you made it into a masterpiece. See, all great achievement begins with your deciding what it is you really want and then deciding yourself wholeheartedly to attaining it. The 7 ingredients of success are peace of mind. If you are at peace with yourself, all things become possible. Health and energy. Even someone wealthy would rather have good health than cash. Loving relationships. Happy people have loving circles of family members and friends. Financial freedom. Your goal is to have enough money that you don't have to worry about it, right? Worthy goals and ideals. Does your life have direction and purpose? You are going through the motions if it doesn't. So your life must have purpose. You must have direction. You've got to know exactly what it is that you are living for, exactly what it is that you are pursuing in your life. You've got to have a mission. Next is self-knowledge and self-awareness. Do you know who you are? Identify yourself. Do you know who you are? You are not your things, by the way. You are not the things or your accolades, your degrees, the home you live in, or your relationships, but do you know who you are? So it's not what I possess that makes me who I am. Who I am is who I am. So don't define yourself or your identity with what you possess. It has to be deeper and more than that because, let's say, if you were to lose what you possess, or let's say if it were to wear out, would you then lose your identity? I want you to think about that. All right, so let's go on. Personal fulfillment is your life everything that you want it to be and everything that it can be? See, have you mastered your dreams? So these are the 7 ingredients of success. Powerful. Let's talk about the master skill. Number 1, you want to become an expert goal setter. See, you have to have a target, right? You have to have something that you're focusing on, that you're pursuing. Otherwise, you're just existing. You have to have something that you're constantly working towards, right? So become an expert goal setter. Less than 3% of people have written goals, and fewer than 1% regularly review them. The reasons why they don't set goals are they aren't willing to accept responsibility for their lives. If we don't set goals, then we don't have to reach them, right? The more mundane reason was many people just, they weren't raised. They don't have a family background of that way. They don't have a childhood like that where their parents were teaching them and showing them the importance of goal setting. So they became followers of followers. The other reason is, well, those are the 2 reasons there. And let's move on to the next one. Goals must be written down. So something magical happens when goals are on paper. And I tell students this all the time. I say, look, in your head, a goal is dead. On paper, the goal becomes alive. So you want to get the goal out of your head and put it on paper. Or you can put it on a digital paper, type it up, but you want to make sure that you write your goals down. Very, very important. So something magical happens when you do that. The more detail about the goal, the better, because the subconscious needs details to shape action. The goal meaning. Let's talk about the goal meaning. Whatever your goals are, they truly revolve around a single meaningful purpose for your life. You are only successful to the extent you can achieve your own happiness. Goal meaning. So it has to be meaningful for you, not someone else's goal that you're pursuing, or not someone else's desire that they're saying, well, you should become a doctor or you should start that business. But is that what you really want for yourself? Is that your passion? Is that what you want for yourself? So it has to be a meaningful goal for you. Oil magnate H.L. Hunt recovered from bankruptcy and ruin and made billions. Hunt followed a simple formula for success. First, he said, decide exactly what it is you want. Most people never do that. Second, determine the price you're going to have to pay to get it, and then resolve to pay that price. Do you have goals, or are you moving listlessly from one day to another without a master plan? Once you set your goals, focus on them. Believe that you will achieve them, and you will. Brian Tracy shares a 12-step plan to attain any goal. 12-step plan is, number 1, you want to develop desire. Develop desire. Make sure you are pursuing something you really want. Number 2, develop belief. Have faith that you can accomplish your goal. Number 3, write it down. Describe it in complete detail what you plan to achieve. Number 4, list the benefits. In the furnace of achievement, goals are the fuel. Make your fuel burn bright and strong by listing the benefits you will get if you achieve or accomplish your goals. Number 5, analyze your starting point. The baseline lets you measure progress. Number 6, set a deadline. Look, guys, Set a deadline. See, a goal without a deadline is not a goal. It's just a wish. It's a dream. But if you want to turn a dream into a goal, you add a deadline to it. So when do you want to achieve the goal? When do you want to achieve that dream? You perhaps want to purchase a home, and that's your dream, your first home. And that's a dream of yours. Now, do you have a date? Have you set a date for yourself? So you want to make sure you set a deadline, all right? So set a deadline. A goal that you achieve in some indefinite future is no goal at all. It's just a wish. Next, number 7, make a list of all obstacles. Put the most difficult challenges first on your list. Forewarned is forearmed. Number 8, identify needed information. You can't drive from Florida to Mexico without a map. Determine the information, skills, and talents you must develop to reach your goals. Number 9, list the people who will help you, who help you will need. Prioritize this list. Decide how you can reward people for helping you. People don't work for nothing. So make a list of people. People perhaps in your community, people online that you've followed, people perhaps even in your family that you can reach out to. But make a list of those people that you will need help from. And then also look for ways on how you can add value to their lives. So you don't want it to be a one-way street. You want it to be a two-way street where as they're helping you, you're helping them. Number 10, make a plan. You need blueprints to build a house. You need a plan that shows all the activities you must complete. Organize each step by priority and time. Start work once your plan is ready. So you got a plan. Don't just fire, but you have to aim, right? You have to make sure you have enough ammunition. You want to make sure you have everything in place to begin to start. So if you fail to plan, you are planning to fail. Number 11, use visualization. Now this um, for me, as I'm sharing my book notes with you here, is that, look, I need to do more of this. I do it, but I need to be more intentional in this area because it's so, so powerful. And we'll get into this later in the video. But look, use visualization. In your mind's eye, see your goal as complete. Burn this positive image deep into your consciousness and thus your subconsciousness. So as you're visualizing it, as you're seeing it, it'll burn into your subconscious mind. And now, as I stated earlier, that I need to work more on this. I'm talking about like vision boards and different things like that to make sure I have more visuals around me to remind me of the goals that I have set for myself. I really do believe that will help tremendously. And then number 12 is this: never give up. Never give up. I mean, as hard as it gets, whether you fell, whether things you starts working out and then something comes up and you're unable to continue pursuing that goal, never give up. If it's something that you want, if it's something that you really, really want for yourself, for your family, never give up. Just keep going, keep trying. Now, the 7 sources of stress. The 7 sources of stress is quite interesting because, see, as you're pursuing your goals, as you're working on this dream of yours, um, it's going to be stressful, right? And life is full of stress, and it's something that in some cases is inevitable. But these are the 7 sources of stress that I want us to look at, and then Brian shares how you can overcome each or how you can cope with each. So here it is. Number 1 is worry. Worry is a huge one. I remember reading many years ago a line that I can never forget, and it says, "Worry is a useless emotion." Worry is a useless emotion. One of the greatest teachers who ever lived said that if you are worrying all the time, you're anxious and you're just worrying about this and worrying about that, is not going to add an inch to your stature. It's not going to do anything for you, but make things harder. But there's a four-step process to eliminate worry. Number one, you want to write down precisely what it is you are worried about. Number two, think of the most or think of the worst potential outcome. Number three, accept that outcome should it occur. Number four, adopt the mini-max approach. Try to minimize the negative effects of the worst maximum potential outcome. All right. So those are the four steps that he shares in the book there, which is great. The next one actually. The next source of stress is meaning. This is huge. This is big because you have to you have to know why, right? What is it that you're doing? Like, why are you pursuing? Why are you working so hard? Why are you working on this goal? Uh, why do you want more for yourself? Why do you want more for your family? Why do you want to help more people? So meaning is a very important thing. So developing real purpose is a great way to reduce stress. Work hard for it. So a great way to reduce stress is figuring out what's the real purpose for everything I'm doing. So what's the real purpose of going to law school? What's the real purpose of me starting the business? What's the real purpose of me working two jobs so that I can save enough money for, it could be anything, for a home, it could be anything. So what's the real purpose? So that's important. So when you can identify that, when you get it, when it's clear, it will reduce the stress that you're dealing with in your life. Number three, the third source of stress is incomplete action. Now this is huge. Procrastination has robbed us of too many opportunities. Procrastination will make you stressful. I mean, just really stress you out because if you're constantly putting things off, if you're not completing the task that you have started, you went back to school but you didn't finish, or perhaps you started on the business plan and that didn't work out, or whatever it is that you have been working on, incomplete action is a big stressful point because it stresses you out. So you want to make sure that you finish what you start. Always finish what you start. All right, the next one is fear of failure. So the fear is conditioned response from childhood. So the fear of failure is something that's conditioned ever since we were children, right? You make a mistake, or let's say if you mispronounced a word, or you were playing a sport and then you tripped or whatever, you were laughed at, or it's just something that we were conditioned with since we were children. So it manifests in anxiety and indecisiveness. So, how do you deal with the fear of failure? Well, number one, say affirmations. Say affirmations. Now, for me, this is the biggest one here. Say affirmation. Assume the yes, I can approach and confront fear head on. So, say affirmations. Do it on a regular basis. I say every day, I am blessed and highly favored. I am blessed and highly favored. I say, surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all of the days of my life. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all of the days of my life. If it's to be, it's up to me. If it's to be, it's up to me. I say things like this too. I say, I am responsible for my life and for my feelings and for every result I get. I am responsible for my life and for my feelings and for every result I get. So I say that over and over and over. So you want to say affirmations and assume the yes, I can approach, and then confront fear head on. And when you do, you'll be able to reduce that stress in that area of the fear of failure. All right, let's go on to the next one. Rejection. Rejection. I mean, many of us we don't want to be rejected, right? No one likes to be rejected. Do you feel that you must have the approval of others to get ahead in life? Your boss, your spouse, your colleagues are not your surrogate parent or are not your surrogate parents. Let me read that again. Do you feel that you must have the approval of others to get ahead in life? Your boss, your spouse, your colleagues are not your surrogate parents. Instead, try to find peace within. Make a true effort to change your thinking. Learn to relax. You may have to work at this. So this is a process, right? It's a process. Just learn to relax and try to find peace within. Denial, denial about the way things are in your life right now. Denial about how circumstances really are. Well, the best way to deal with this is to face the truth. Face it, look at it, embrace it, and then change it. Deal with it. But don't deny it. Don't act as if it's not here. Don't act as if things shouldn't be better. Don't act as if you can't improve what you're doing right now with your results. So face the truth. And next is anger. Anger is the most destructive of emotions. You can go into flight or fight mode. Control anger by committing never to get angry. Think positive thoughts when anger strikes. Make peace of mind your primary goal. Make peace of mind your primary goal. And you'll be able to reduce that stress there. All right, let's go on. The mastery love. Now, this here, I made sure that I included this in my book notes because I think is very important. Because love, just love, and now you'll see this as you can see on the screen here. Love teaches us the principle of non-resistance. Self-love is the beginning. It's impossible to love others if you don't love yourself. So self-love is the beginning. Self-esteem and self-respect are the foundation qualities of the truly healthy personality. The law of reversibility states that just as feelings lead to actions, actions also lead to feelings. The only true measure of your beliefs is your actions. It is not what you say or what you wish or hope that counts, but only what you actually do. Very important. So it's not what I say, it's not what I do, it's not what I say, rather, it's not what I feel, but rather what I do that matters. So keep that in mind. So self-love is the beginning, is the beginning. Now let's go on to the keys to the kingdom of personal achievement. First, you can resolve to accept yourself unconditionally, no matter what you have done or not done in the past. So love yourself unconditionally, whatever, right? Some of us, we beat up on ourselves. We say, I was too lazy. I procrastinated. Why did I make that decision? That was a stupid. Yeah, okay. But you have to move on. If you continue replaying that and you keep staying there in the past, you'll never have a bright future. You'll never have a bright now, a bright present. So it's important for us to learn to accept yourself unconditionally, no matter what you have done or not done in the past. So that's important. Now, let's go on. The foundation of self-esteem is self-acceptance. 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 If you have low self-esteem, you may not, your self-acceptance, you're not accepting yourself for who you are, right? So the first step is to love yourself, is to accept yourself, have self-acceptance, knowing, look, okay, yeah, that's the past. I can't go back and change it, but I can change my present. I can change my future. I can have a better today and tomorrow. So it's a decision. It's a decision like I need to forgive myself. I need to love myself. All right. So second, you can build your self-esteem and your sense of personal value by accepting complete responsibility for your life and for the consequences of all your actions. Okay? So you can build your self-esteem by accepting accepting complete responsibility, right? Accepting complete responsibility for your life. So that's why one of my affirmations, I say it all the time, I am responsible for my life, for my feelings, and for every result I get. I am. I'm responsible. And so are you. You're responsible for your life. So make that decision and say those affirmations on a regular basis, and it will boost your self esteem because then you're taking responsibility for your life and for the consequences of all of your actions. Third, you can set worthwhile goals for yourself. The very act of setting a big goal for yourself raises your self esteem. So, set worthwhile goals. What do you want? Like, what do you really want? Set some big goals for yourself. And by doing that and by pursuing those goals, you're going to raise your self esteem. Fourth, the way to build self esteem is to take good care of yourself physically. So take care of yourself. Treat your body as a temple and not as a shack. Exercise. Make sure you're eating healthy meals. Make sure you're taking care of yourself because if you do, you'll be more energetic. You'll feel better about yourself, and you'll live longer. And number five, the fifth um, key is, and perhaps the fastest way to boost your self-esteem is simply to repeat, "I like myself." Now, this I took away. This right here, I've done many times, and it helps tremendously. This piece of advice that Brian Tracy shares, and you should do it as well if you're not already doing it. You say, "I like myself. I like myself. I like myself," over and over and over and over, 50 to 100 times a day until you implant this message deep in your subconscious mind. People who like themselves treat others better. People who like themselves are more confident, right? People who like themselves are more successful. So say it. It may feel, when I started doing this, it was really, I felt weird. I felt strange. Like, But then I kept saying it, and it's normal. It's a part of me. I believe that. I do like myself. So say it on a regular basis, and that will boost your self esteem. All right, let's go on to the 7 laws of mental mastery. Number 1 is the law of control. When you control your life, things go well. When you're not, you become stressed, intense, and ill. So you want to control your life. You want to be able to control your life, your actions. You may not be able to control everything else that happens around you that you have no direct say in, or where you are not necessarily solely responsible for, but you are responsible for your actions. You're responsible for how you feel, how you respond to the things that happen in your life. Widely recognized in psychology, it is called the locus of control theory. It is generally agreed that most stress, anxiety, tension, and psychosomatic illness comes about as a result of the person feeling out of control or not in control of some important part of his life. So you want to try to maintain what it is that you have in your life. Now, you can have either an internal or external locus of control. You can feel in charge of your own life, or you can feel controlled by others, helpless, much like a victim. So it's either I'm in control of my life or I'm a victim. I choose not to be a victim. I choose to be in control. I choose to be in control of what I do and how I respond. I choose to be responsible for my actions. I choose to be responsible for what I said that I was going to do, right? See, that's important. I don't want to be a victim. I'm not a victim. And perhaps, let's say if you're in at that junction now, you're in between two places of being in control and then also feeling like a victim. I want to urge you today to see yourself as a person who's in control and then take responsibility for your actions. Now, you can't take responsibility for someone else's actions, but you can take responsibility for your actions. Okay? And when you do that, I mean, it changes a lot for you. In every case, control over your life begins with your thoughts. The only thing over which you do have complete control is your thoughts, really, right? How you think about any situation determines how you feel, and your feelings determine your behavior. Self-discipline, self-mastery, self-control all begin with you taking control of your thinking. Two ways you can get control of any situation that's causing you stress or unhappiness. First, you can take action. You can move forward and do something to change it. Second, you can simply walk away. You can often regain control by letting go of a person or situation and getting busy doing something else. The self-confidence that comes with feeling in control is why a person with a clear purpose and a plan always has an edge over someone who is vague or unsure. The next law of mental mastery is the law of cause and effect. Change your thinking and you change your life. Thoughts are causes and are effects, and conditions are effects. First, every effect in your life, there is a specific cause. It is so important that it has been called the iron law of the universe. There are specific causes of success and specific causes of failure or for failure. It is better, it is by far, that is, it is better by far to sit down and carefully analyze the reasons for your difficulties than to get upset and angry about them. Everything you are or ever will be a result of the way you think. If you change the quality of your thinking, you change the quality of your life. So we are the sum total of our thoughts. For as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So change your thinking and you will change your life. The law of belief. Think of yourself as a winner. If you believe you're a loser, you will never win. So think of yourself as a winner. William James of Harvard said, belief creates the actual fact. In the Bible, it says, according to your faith or belief, it is done unto you. I want you to doubt your limits. If you must doubt something, doubt your limits. So your beliefs are so powerful because your beliefs are what you're actually seeing in your life today. So if you can change your beliefs, if you begin to see yourself from a benevolent worldview, if you have a benevolent worldview, then you'll begin to see more possibilities, right, for yourself, for your life, and for others. The next law is the law of expectations. Life is a self-fulfilling prophecy. When people expect good things to happen, they will, and our expectations high or low, or are your expectations high or low? So we get what we expect, right? You don't get in life what you want, you get in life what you are. And what you are is what you have expected. So there are 4 expectations that have impact on your life. Your parents, right? Your parents' expectations. A second source of expectations that affects your behavior is the expectations that your boss has of your performance. The third source is that of your children, your spouse, and your employees or staff. And then fourth, the fourth source is the expectations that you have of yourself. The wonderful things about expectations is that you can manufacture your own. You see, your expectations of yourself are in themselves powerful enough to override any negative expectations that anyone else may have of you. So here's an exercise. Repeat multiple times throughout the day that something good is going to happen to me. 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 Repeat that over and over and over. I actually say, surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all of the days of my life. So I'm expecting something good to happen to me every day. And it does. Good things happen. So your expectations of yourself are in themselves powerful enough to override any negative expectations that anyone may have of you. And we've already covered that, I believe. Let's go on to the next one. The law of attraction. The law of attraction. Do you attract others or repel them? People like to be around happy people. Are you happy? Be cheerful as you can. Be as cheerful as you can to become a magnet for others. The law of correspondence. If you feel good on the inside, your life will be good on the outside, as within, so without. And then finally, the law of mental controls your beliefs, which determines your expectations. This is the bedrock of your life. This is the master program. Does your self-concept work for you or against you? To improve your self-concept, try to see yourself as you hope to be in the future. Adopt a positive self-ideal. Who do you want to be? Make sure the way you see yourself and the way you feel about yourself are both positive. To change yourself, change your thinking, adopt a PMA plan for 21 days. Think only good things about yourself. See yourself as a winner, not a loser. Act the part. Change is easy when you put your mind to it. The Mastermind. Your mind's power can open any door. First, concentrate on what you want to achieve. Focus your thoughts on your goals. Don't let a single negative thought enter your consciousness. A wise man said, if the object is clear, the means will present themselves, so clarify your objectives. Your mind can only focus on one thought at any given moment. If you find yourself thinking negatively about a problem, try to stop. Substitute a positive thought about a solution to the problem. Focus on what you can achieve, not on what you can't. Use affirmations. Put an amazing power of your subconscious mind to work. You can achieve anything. Mozart and Edison used this simple technique to achieve their goals. So can you. I'm going to go back here to don't let this part here, negative thought, and you can see that we're not going to read it. However, you can see it on your screen if you want. You can take a screenshot of that as well. And then over here, use affirmations. Put the amazing power of subconscious mind to work. And I've covered that earlier, but I wanted to come back over it here again to show you the power of using positive affirmations. By the way, I have a lot more notes here, but we're not going to be able to cover everything in a book. However, I'm just sharing with you my biggest takeaways. Now, let's go over some of my favorite quotes. I didn't put everything in, but just a few. If necessity is the mother of invention, then pain seems to be the father of learning. Thoughts are causes and conditions are effects. The irresponsible person is the person who is still waiting for life to begin. Belief creates the actual fact by William James. And let's talk about human relationships. This is very, very important because this is a part of our lives that we need to master. right? You need people. You have family, you have friends, you have colleagues and acquaintances, right? And human relationships is vital, 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 right? So let's go into it. Do you have social intelligence, the ability to get along with others? See, the best way to master human relationships is to make others feel good about themselves. And here are a few quick takeaways. Pay attention to others. Yeah, pay attention. Compliment them. Whenever you're meeting someone, you look for something and be sincere about it. Something that you like, or it could be anything. You say, "Hey, that's great," or "Nice tie," or but it has to come from a place of sincerity where you sincerely like, or you're complimenting them sincerely about something. And next is don't argue. But you can just have a conversation. Say, you know, it was Stephen Covey who said to seek first to understand, then to be understood. So, seek to understand first what the other person is saying from their viewpoint, and don't argue. Next is smile. Smile. Smile all the time on a regular basis. When you're in a conversation, when you're conversing with people, when you're meeting them, smile. Show gratitude. What are you grateful for? What have they done? Thank them for something. Thank them for what they've done. Perhaps they called you one day and you were down, or perhaps this person gave you a referral. Thank them. Show gratitude. Very important. An attitude of gratitude will take you a long, long way in relationships. An attitude of gratitude will take you a long, long way in life. Become a good listener. Listen. Always listen. Listen not just with your ears, but with your eye, with your body posture, with whatever. Every way you can possibly show that you're listening, that you're nodding your head, you're with eye contact, that you're repeating, paraphrasing what the person have shared to make sure that you understood before you respond with your view, with your thoughts on what was said. And then finally, commit to being a good friend to others. Commit to being a good friend to others. And if you do that, you will have many friends. If you show that you're friendly, if you're a friendly person, as scripture says, if you're friendly, you will make a lot of friends. So commit to being a good friend to others. Super important. And this will take you, me, us a long way with our relationships. So these are some of the takeaways from the book that I've read. There's a whole lot more. As you can see in the notes that I shared today, I didn't go into all the details, but I did want to share with you some of my takeaways, and I hope that you have received value from today's message, from today's book notes review. Please do leave a comment, subscribe, and share. And remember to unleash your zebra.